Patrick, guess what came in the mail today?
Oh, what?
This.
Stick it in!
Long before kids watched trashy shorts on a smartphone, there was a special golden age when kids watched Saturday morning cartoons on TV.
It's a beautiful day outside, so it's our duty as kids to stay in front of the TV.
I used to watch a lot of cartoons when I was younger. But then I became an adult, and I'm too busy to even watch the new cartoons in online platforms. I don't even know what kind of cartoons kids these days are watching, but I'm pretty sure is nothing good compared to the ones I grew up with. Especially the ones with licensed games. Every kid fantasizes with interacting with the characters and exploring the worlds of their favorite cartoon show. And it was only possible thanks to licensed games. I have to thank mostly THQ. Half of my childhood licensed games were developed by them. This month I will focus only on the cartoons that were broadcast on TV. No cartoons based on movies or comics. I'm not going to include the Flash games either. Though they are very cool, I'm going only for the ones on home consoles. Keep in mind that most of the games in this video are kinda old and are not found on modern platforms like Switch or Steam. With the crisis of classic games disappearing from stores, it's almost impossible to find them physically and preserve them. Achoo! Sorry. So without further ado, let's turn on our TVs and watch some animated classics. I'm the Big Bro, and these are my top 5 favorite cartoon games.
That's got until next time. The results are in, and the winner is Patrick.
The Simpsons, hit and run. Nope, this is not another GTA mod. This game is real. Think of this as an almost friendly version of GTA. No guns, no blood, no drugs, no cursing. Just playful violence.
I can sell this on the internet.
But that doesn't mean they don't share some similarities. Doing GTA stuff in this game will fill up a meter around the minimap. When it's full, the cops will come after you. And every time you get busted, you lose 50 coins as penalty.
Love you, rotten karmic retribution.
The coins can be spent on outfits for your character and special vehicles. The bad thing is that some missions won't let you progress through the game if you don't have a certain outfit or vehicle. So if you crash or get busted a lot, that's a big problem. Some missions are more fun than others, but the ones I dislike the most are the ones with time limit. You can't spare a single second for a break. You have to make a perfect driving in order to beat the mission.
Now you'll never be fried and served with tartar sauce.
But despite all this, there's just one thing that makes this game totally worth it. You can play as Apu. Heck yeah. With all seriousness, I think this game is okay. It aged a bit poorly, but it still has that special charm about it. Whether you're a fan of The Simpsons or GTA, Hit and Run is worth revisiting once in a while.
It looks like the end of the road for Apu.
Little did he know how right he was. Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. Nope, this is not a Halloween hack ROM for SNES. This is the actual game. This is a 2D platformer featuring Porky Pig as the main hero, and other Looney Tunes characters as enemies. Porky is planning to take a vacation, and when he falls asleep, he finds himself in a haunted holiday nightmare. And oh boy, they weren't kidding about haunted. You see the trees with faces in the background? They look more creepy than the ones in Mortal Kombat 2. Now listen to the level 1 theme. That's not something you'd hear in a game based on a kid's show. If you spent enough time on the internet, I don't have to explain the last one. But if you don't get it, keep it that way. You'll thank me later. Where was I again? Oh yeah, Porky. At least the first level is the only one with spooky stuff. The rest of the game is your average 2D platformer with simple controls. One button to jump, one for throwing projectiles, one for moving the camera, and the D-pad to move around. The early levels are pretty simple and not hard to complete, but the more you advance, the game does everything to make it harder, especially the underwater levels. But at least the game overs are more forgiving compared to most 2D platformers. After losing all your tries, instead of returning to the beginning, you actually return to the last nearest checkpoint. Porky Pig's Haunted Holiday. It's almost no different to most licensed 2D platformers, but it has its fair share of cool features that are still appreciated today.
Oh, son of a gun. You thought I was gonna say son of a bitch, didn't you?
Dragon Ball Z Budokai 3. I used to be a big fan of the Dragon Ball series, but my taste in anime changed over the years, and now it looks pretty silly to me with all these fights with gods, multiple universes, and new hair colors. But I still respect and have a soft spot for the series. Anyway, this is the third edition of the Budokai series with a whole lot of improvements. The first one is okay, but the fighting animations look very plain. And the second one is a mix between Fire Emblem and Mario Party. But here you can fly as Goku and his friends and explore the world of Dragon Ball just like in the show. As for the story, it's pretty much the same as the anime, from the Saiyan Saga to the Buu Saga. The cutscenes look like visual novels instead of 3D animated models like in the first game. I don't really mind all that, but I don't know about the people who are new to the series.
Dragon Ball, so we can make our wish. And if you just
Budokai 3 is well remembered for its new mechanics, such as Dragon Rush. It's a rock-paper-scissors minigame where both players choose one of the 4 buttons during a cinematic fight. If both players press the same button, the defender wins and ends the minigame. If both players press different buttons, the attacker gets advantage. If they win 3 times in a row, the minigame ends with a special move. The ultimate attack animation also got improved. Both players have to fill up each of their meter by pressing the button at the right time. The defender can counter, dodge, or resist the attack if it wins. But if the attacker wins, they finish the opponent with the best animation I've ever seen. Now that was cool. Tournament mode, well-explained tutorial, shop to buy skills to customize characters, and other cool stuff can be found in Budokai 3. Sure, there are better Dragon Ball games on PC, but it doesn't hurt going back to the past to play gems like these.
That was pretty fun.
Cartoon Network Punch Time Explosion XL. I kinda regret not including this one in my past video about Wii games. This is a platform fighting game featuring classic characters from Cartoon Network. It's pretty similar to Smash Brothers, particularly Smash Brawl on the Wii. I'm not even kidding. The story mode in this game is very identical to the Subspace Emissary. Even the characters talk each other during a cutscene, but they don't say anything from the text box. They just say catchphrases from their show, or they simply say their names out loud.
Hey, I'm Mac.
I'm Bubbles.
I'm Buttercup.
I'm Blossom.
I'm Sam.
You know you need a Smash Ball to do a final smash in Brawl, right? Well, here you need to fill up a meter by attacking the opponents so you can perform a punch time explosion. Just like the final smash meter in Ultimate. But this was done 7 years earlier. This game has some other cool features like unlockable characters and stages. Clips of classic Cartoon Network shows that I can't show due copyright. And there's even a BIOS for all characters of the game, just like Smash 64. This game is how I describe the golden age of Cartoon Network. Wacky, chaotic, unbalanced, and very funny to look at. In a good way, of course. It's a shame we don't get to see other classic characters like Courage the Cowardly Dog, Cow and Chicken, and Ed, Ed, and Eddie. If this game would have been released a few more years, we would probably get characters from Adventure Time and Steven Universe. Oh well, guess it'll do with Multiversus. Ooh, yeah, I forgot. Avatar, The Last Airbender. If Aang and his friends were OP like in this game, the series would last about 5 episodes. Cartoon Network Racing. The Double Dash sequel I never knew I wanted. Castle of Illusion, starring Mickey Mouse. I'm playing a Disney mascot game after watching a Nintendo mascot movie. Crazy times we're living, huh? Disney's Hide and Sneak, aka Metal Gear Solid Kids Edition. Donald Duck Goin' Quackers. Basically Crash Bandicoot, but with a more relatable character. Dragon Ball Z Budokai Tenkaichi 2. It's very nice that the series is adapting a new genre, but it takes forever to finish it. And with a 4th one coming soon, oh boy. Epic Mickey. Basically Splatoon, but with Mickey Mouse. Fairly Odd Parents, Break Into Rules. A little cliche as a 3D platformer, but it's a pretty good experience if you're a fan of the show. Jimmy Neutron, Attack of the Twonkies. This is actually a decent game. It's like a mix between Luigi's Mansion and Ape Escape. Kim Possible, what's the Switch? What's the Switch, you ask? Well, it's a Nintendo console, of course. Jokes aside, this is a cool game. Magical Tetris Challenge. Well, it's just Tetris with some new types of blocks. But damn, the entire soundtrack is a banger. Nicktoons, Unite! This looks like a Nickelodeon fanfic turned into a video game. Nicktoons, Battle for Volcano Island. Same as the previous one, but even better. Nicktoons, Attack of Toybots. Same as the previous one, but really hard to get through. Teen Titans. It's very repetitive, but I'd rather take this over that awful reboot. The Powerpuff Girls, Relish Rampage. This game is very difficult, but at least there are no twerking pandas. Thank heavens. The Simpsons game. It doesn't have the freedom of hit and run, but at least is faithful to the series. Zatch Bell, Momoto Battles. This is actually a neat idea for a fighting game, as if a Pokemon and its trainer were fighting as one.
I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna become a kind king.
You bet you will, Zatch.
SpongeBob SquarePants, Battle for Bikini Bottom. It's very rare to see a licensed game being successful to the point of getting a remake on modern platforms. This is a 3D platformer where SpongeBob must save Bikini Bottom from a horde of robots created by Plankton. This game shares some similarities to other 3D platformers like Donkey Kong 64 and Banjo-Kazooie. And a little bit of Mario Sunshine, but I'll get to that in a bit. Aside from SpongeBob, you can also play as Patrick and Sandy. Each one of them have unique abilities to help solve puzzles and pass obstacles of the game. Patrick can lift heavy objects and throw them. Sandy can hover and swing with her lasso. And SpongeBob has bubbles. In order to progress through the game, you need to collect golden spatulas so you can unlock a new stage. You know, like the superstars, golden bananas, and jigsaw pieces. Some of the spatulas can be found in your way as you walk through the stage to the end of the road. The rest of the spatulas can be found doing side tracking, like exploring hidden areas or solving problems of the characters you come across. But of course, it can't be a 3D platformer without having a few impossible missions. Anyone who tried the rolling ball mission knows what I mean.
How could this happen to me?
Luckily, that was an optional mission, and there's an easier way to get new spatulas. The shiny flower-shaped objects you see in the game can be spent for access in new areas in every stage. But if you talk to Mr. Krabs, he will give you a spatula if you have the required number of shiny objects to trade. Patrick can also give you a spatula for every 10 socks you collect throughout the game, like the 10 blue coins in Mario Sunshine. But this time, the socks are more useful.
A golden turkey baster.
You mean spatula?
Bless you.
Some parts of the game can be a bit tedious, but it is to be expected from a 3D platformer. But you know what? I don't really care. SpongeBob had a good run with the first 3 seasons and the first film. That's how Steven wanted it to be, unlike whatever the hell Nickelodeon is doing right now with the series. This game gives more justice to what makes SpongeBob popular. And this is why Battle for Bikini Bottom is my #1 favorite cartoon game of all time.
Hey, Squidward.
Didn't I pay you to go away?